And alright, I'm going to try this over again. And this time I'm going to be a little smoother. Alright. Hello everyone, my name's Mad Guru, and it's time for me to go over our newest NV Firion. So he is a very interesting unit, and he is very hungry for specific pieces of equipment, which I'll go through. But if you do equip him, he will have an insane amount of killers along with his attack, and you can also turn him into a limit burst as well, depending on how strong you can equip him with killers and versus how many killers you have to have equipped, depending on some of the bosses that will have dual or triple races. So his TMR is Thorns of the Rose. It increases 60% attack with a bow, 30% sword, axe, and spear. This is something that you are going to want to equip with him on his normal form. It is a useful TMR, but I wouldn't call it very powerful. As I say, you're only going to really want to use this on Firion for the most part, or if you're trying to get a 60% attack. But there's other places of attack that can do more things than just this. Uh, but it could be a helpful filler for like filling out a team for Dark Visions, etc. But as I say, for his Brave, for his normal non-Brave shit form, this is going to be the TMR that you're going to use for him. Um, his STMR is very specific, and honestly, the only person who really wants to use this weapon is Firion himself, most likely. This is something that you're going to want to use on his Brave Shift form. So it is for Firion. It has Wild Oar's Archer, increases LB damage by 50%, increases bird damage 50%, increases equipment attack 100%, accuracy 25 when going with True Double Hand. It also has an average of 150% damage range for variants and an accuracy of 70%. So with Firion, you've already got 90% accuracy if you're doing arena or someone has a Mirage. His vision card is Battle with the Black Knights. So as you can see here, it is based 50 attack to 90 attack, from levels 1 to 10. What's interesting with his though, is at level 4 and 7, you can increase your attack with the sword, axe, or spear by 20% or 40 total, and you can increase attack with a bow from 40% at level 4 to 80% with 7. This is a very powerful card to use with Firion. And at the very end, level 10, which isn't necessary but very helpful, you have a chance to, you have a Guts passive when your HP is above 5, max 1 time. And so that is a very wonderful little bit of bonus on top of that. I do highly recommend, if you plan on using Firion, and I am going to be using Firion on Dark Visions, then you should at least get it to level 7. This level 10 is nice. And yes, I will be using him on Trials because he is a boss killer. He isn't the greatest unit in the game to do chaining, etc., etc., but he is a boss killer. And he absolutely hates birds. So if there's an avian boss, yeah, he is definitely the best unit in the game for that. Alright, so his Brave Shift form is available from turn 1 and he can be Brave Shifted to infinite turns. And then his cooldown is fairly quickly 1 turn, and then his Brave Shift is 2 turns. So first I'm just going to go through his normal and Brave Shift abilities, and then I'll kind of show people my build, which is over here on the right. And he's only EX plus 1 right now with some pots. And then I will show you the best rotation, etc., that I think you should be using it with him. So his he has a ability to break damage 500% for a sword or bow to one enemy. Once again, useful. Not the greatest thing, but it can be useful. This sword fighter is a nice Stardust Ray at 67 level 5 um, to one enemy, but honestly, you're not going to use it. You're going to use Blood Weapon instead. This so his base form is Wind base, and his Brave Shift form is going to be Holy based. And if you plan it correctly, you can actually use both to your advantage. So the Falling Winds of Finn is a 120% wind resistance to one enemy with the Stardust Ray. And he has the Rising Winds, which gives him the wind element for 5 turns. Um, he has Triple Cast, which he can triple cast pretty much anything on here. So on turn 1, you can definitely get him ready for either, as I say, Wind or, if on his Brave Shift Holy. He has, in his normal form, physical damage against beasts for 100% turns on caster. He has this arms release, which unlocks 4 other skills: bashing shield, grand fist, leading axe, seizing knife, and or 5 or 6 skills, striking lance. He has a Stardust Ray attack here that's 77x, which is kind of odd because this one is 76x overall. But the main difference here is this is all end loaded. So every other turn, especially if you're going to keep him in his normal form, you're going to double cast Blood Weapon and finish with Finbriar 2. And he could also increase himself attack for 300% for 4 turns to himself. Enable 4 skills for Wild Rose, and once again, that can be triple casted as well. So, if you have Mesmon San, you're definitely going to be stealing a lot of buffs from him. From here, in simplified form, in his normal form, he increases his chain modifier, cap 6x when dual wielding. So his normal form you want to have as a dual wielder. He has a stupid amount of physical damage against almost all, but against beast, avians, demons, humans, machines, dragons, insects, stones, and plants, it's 50%. But he also has an extra 25% against demons, humans, stones, and plants, and an extra 100% on his normal form against beasts. So if you add that up, it's crazy. Some of his Ray got 150, some have 75 and 50%. When dual wielding in his normal form, he has actually 200% already dual wield bonus, so you don't need to add any more onto him. And his attack is 50, 100. Let's sort. So he has, when equipped with a bow, greatsword, or sword, he has already 190% attack added to him. His skills that can be unlocked, Wild Rose is actually unlocked to everybody, so he can give a bolting strike to everybody to help chain, which is actually kind of helpful for Dark Visions if you need to build a chaining group. He has a single attack, physical damage 40, 60, 52 here. The one that's interesting is leading axe. It's a DOT over time. And the only other interesting one is you can unlock Seizing Knife because that gives you a AMOE chain. If you unlock Wild Rose, as I say, you also give a Bolting Strike chain, and that can be used by everybody, but it just doesn't have much damage, but still it's helpful for helping building a chain. So his Limit Burst in his normal form is fantastic. It increases his modifier for 6 turns to caster. And what I'm going to say is the important parts here is Rebellion Against the Empire and Blood Weapon are the two of the three. And there's others here that also increase. But these are all the skills that you're going to be able to use. It also enables the skills for 6 turns and physical damage 91 to 95x. Leveling this isn't all that important because you're really using it so that you can boost up 5x to his skills, which gives him more. And his best one here is Blood Weapon, so it turns it from 76 to 81. Then if you look closely here, you get a 5x to Blood Weapon here, so that 81 turns into 86. So in his normal weapon, his Blood Weapon is the skill that you're going to want to use the most. And interestingly enough, it covers 12% of HP to allies as well. So it is a unique skill in that regards, and has a unique bonus. His Brave Shift is light damage and bird killer, 150% bird killer. His best attack is Rebellion Against the Empire, which is a single point attack. So it's a capper. What you're best for him to use there is I use his STMR and I true double hand him. So he, with his STMR and his bonuses, he gets 300% true double hand. And just taking a look here for the swords, if equipped with the bow, so that's 200%. 200% there, and then his bow, I think, gives him additional. Oh no, it doesn't. Oh yeah, but if you also then have his vision card, that's another 80 on top of it, so that's 280. And my bow has, I got really lucky, I got the rare plus 10 and 15% attack, which is another 60. So he's up to 340% attack. So what you're going to be basically using this critical impact with the critical hit. I got to see what really that means with the critical hit. He can also increase attack, and it's the same thing for here. His limit burst is a 110x to enemy, so you can use that to cap instead, but really, unless if you're trying to get even more bird killer, you just want to triple a Rebellion Against the Empire because you get 5x if you can cast the limit burst up front, and then you get another 5x here, which is an 80x killer, which you can cast 3 times. Alright, Matt, so how do you have him equipped? So you can see, obviously, I've got some pretty powerful gear here, a sword and a spear. I'm using the Coral headpiece, a Storm Bunny jacket. The Warlord leg guide, yes, I don't need to have the 100% true dual wield bonus here, but it's my highest attacks. I actually don't even have them equipped here. You can just equip some sort of killer, because you can see that with the weapon specialist and Hark details, that I have 350% true dual wield, which is way overkill. I have all these killers, and I still have room for more killers. And his attack is at 410%. I had him for stone, and I have his vision card at level 10 as well, just for people to see. So going back to normal view. For his Brave Shift, I have his bow, as stated. This is 60% attack. Otherwise, it's similar down here. And I have Warrior of the Crystal for a single weapon, Stone Killer, Graceful Footwork in here. This is where I plan on doing most of my killing. And you can see here that he has boosts for days, even some damage for a limit burst if you want, 400% attack, and 460% attack. And you can see I have these two here. And if I was really careful, instead of doing here, I could at this point add another killer as well, but I didn't bother with this. So with the power of Firion isn't really his kit. It's the ability that you can give him a boatload of killers and have him fully maxed out. And once again, you can see my stats are pretty powerful out here, and these are only EX plus 1. Getting him to EX plus 3 will get him, let's see here, another 64 attack with all the bonuses, probably into 5.2 to 5.3k damage area, and you can give him 300% killers to whatever boss that you're looking for. So that's the power of Firion. And as I say, for his kit, the goal is you want to try and use this skill before you finish in cap for maximum damage. It's not important, but giving an extra 5x definitely helps, especially with the killers. So he'll have almost always 300% killers, maybe even higher if you can get boosted steel. You will get your 300% attack and either 200% true dual wield or 400% true double hand bonuses. And that 5x is incredibly large of a bonus. And for normal, it's almost always blood weapon for a Stardust Ray. But if you want to, you can unlock his absolute mirror, Stardust Ray, and bolting strike. So if I had turn 1, kind of depending if I wanted wind, I would be going to his normal triple casting, or if I want the beast killer, triple casting the watchword to give him 300% and gives all allies wild rose, which gives the bolting strike skills. Then depending on what I am looking for, if I'm looking for him to do beast, then go ahead and do beast. If not, wind weapons, or just double cast the Neo Vision here. Generally, almost most of my time is going to be in the Brave Shift form. Triple arms, obviously, the watchword is going to be your turn 1. And then if you need avian or light, you can finish off with the light, because evil piercing arrow will decrease and add a light element, where the other one you had a triple cast. And then I'm going to be spending my entire time with Rebellion against the Empire, and on evil turns, double casting Rebellion, and finishing with critical impact because of this critical hit to the enemy. So if you want to use him as a finisher, leave him in Brave Shift. If you want him to be a chainer, then you leave him in his normal form. And that there ends the overall how to use and why to use Firion. If you have any questions, please stop on by. You can either subscribe on YouTube or you can visit me on Twitch at MadGuru. So thank you very much, and everyone have a great